This is the Lamu Port site, and it was selected because this is a natural bay, it's a natural harbour, and the water is protected from the open sea. You can see there's Pate Island on this side, there's Manda Island. So this water here in the harbour is calm, it's protected, and therefore it can serve as a port, because when the ships come alongside, they require the sea to be calm. We don't want waves which are beyond tides or whatever which is beyond more than 0.5 meter. So as the ship is stable and we're able to discharge cargo and offload, unload, and so on.
The Lamu Port project, to start with, was born out of strategic thinking. Thinking in the manner as to look forward, look ahead, forecast, and see how best you can position the Port of Mombasa as a leader in the market, in the movement of cargo through this region down to the southern region, and also through the northern of Africa region, which places Lamu Port strategically within the corridor that moves from the Far East up to the North Africa and to the West African region, including the Central Africa. And that's why the location of Lamu Port was strategically thought out and well positioned in such a manner as to give us the best in terms of trapping of the market share of the transshipment cargo that is passing through the region.
The whole port is, at the moment, we have space for 23 berths. It's about 8 kilometers long. The first 3 berths consist of 3 container berths, but can also handle general cargo, bulk cargo. It consists of 3 berths. Each one is 400 meters long. Total we have 1,200 meters, which is 1.2 kilometers. Each berth is designed to carry container vessels of 12,000 TEUs. The depth of the water is minus 17.5 meters. And the channel, as you can see there, the mouth of the channel and the entrance channel is 500 meters wide and is minus 17.5 meters. When you compare this to Mombasa, Mombasa is minus 15 meters and 300 meters wide. So this has more capacity.
Yeah, the construction works is it was already complete for the first berth, and we are very soon we'll be getting the place commissioned by the president, and immediately that is done. Already we have made elaborate arrangements with the shipping lines so that we can get the first vessels that will come to the Port of Mombasa to discharge their transshipment volumes for the first vessel that will arrive there. We have given concessions, we have given promotional rates, we have offered, we have gone out of our way to give better and more attractive services to the first vessels that will start using the Lamu Port. This is a marketing strategy that we are already seeing that is already creating very good interest among the shipping lines, and those who are wishing to use the Port of Lamu for their transshipment volumes.
Berth number 2 is almost 80% complete. So we'll complete berth number 2 by around February, and berth number 3 will be October. And as you realize, if you look at this area, you can see there's a space there where the water is still there. All that area is going to be reclaimed by mid next year. All this area will be reclaimed and ready for operations. Lamu Port has the advantage of being more in the north, so it is nearer the natural route for most of the cargo. The ships which pass through the Suez Canal, Red Sea, we can get transshipment cargo because of the position of this port and the size of the port also. And because there's also greenfield environment on the outside, we have a lot of land available for development. There's no congestion, and the land here is relatively flat up to the hinterland to Isiolo is flat, and we'll be able to get cargo evacuated as quickly as possible, and even the development cost will not be very high.
Ports all over the world compete for a common market known as transshipment. Transshipment volumes are volumes that do not end up in the local market for each port, but they are actually transit to other destinations. And most shipping lines prefer to drop most of their consignment in a more strategic, in a location that will reduce their freight costs, yeah, and allow some other third-party logistics vessels to move them and redistribute to the other smaller ports in the region. That means, in short, that the Lamu Port would most likely be turned into a hub for transshipment cargo that will be dropped at the port of Lamu, and we do what we call a hub and spoke that is going to distribute to other regional ports and make those other regional ports feeder ports from the port of Lamu. And that will push the Lamu, or the port of Mombasa for that matter, to be a leader in shipping within this region and cater for cargo that will be coming from the Far East, cargo coming from the Middle East like Jebel Ali, like Salalah, even from Singapore, so that we can now capture that transshipment that moves towards the East Coast and the southern region.
With the Lamu Port, we stand to gain on the draft. We normally have vessels which have got a carrying capacity of more than 50,000 metric tons, and they cannot call at Mombasa at the moment because of what is called draft restriction. But Lamu Port, given that it has got a draft of more than 15 meters, we shall be able to get bigger vessels and enjoy the economies of scale.
KP has done a lot of marketing efforts in terms of transshipment volumes, and it's already bearing fruits going by the figures and the data that we have. We have got now transshipment moving more than 15% of the total volumes that are passing through the port of Mombasa. And there's all the indications that the Lamu Port will be able to increase that volume. Right now, we are feeding from Jebel Ali and Salalah. And with the coming of the port of Lamu, then we are able to hopefully capture the transshipment cargo directly from the Far East, rather than capture it from Jebel Ali and Salalah and come directly to the port of Lamu. Then Lamu will be a hub that can feed also the port of Djibouti. You can have the port of Mauritius, the port of Dar es Salaam for the transshipment cargo.
As you can see, we had a perception of security challenges, but those have been addressed. We have the Coast Guard, which is in operation now, and they are setting the base here, and they will protect the seas around here and also ensure that the vessels which come calling to Lamu will be safe. We are also arranging with the national government to ensure that the passage of trucks and so on along the corridor to Isiolo, to Nairobi, will be safe for the operators and the transporters. We will also proceed today to see the channel where we are placing navigational aids consisting of buoys and also the leading and rear lights, which will help the captains to come into the port. Currently, if you look on this side, we have the dredger. The dredger is working. It will continue working until mid next year. So generally, we are happy with the operations and we are happy with the progress, and we are relatively well within time, and the costs are also well controlled.
We have got the bigger vessels that operate within this region, the trade routes that fly from the Far East to the Middle East region and down to East Coast of Africa, down to South Africa. We have got the major shipping lines like Maersk Line. Maersk Line, we have got MSC, Mediterranean Shipping Company. We have got a PIL, Pacific International Lines. We have got the CMA CGM. All these are the major lines that operate in this region, including the Evergreen, are also the bigger vessels that operate the port of Mombasa, including, hopefully, they are going to take advantage of the new port of Lamu.
Yeah, at the moment we have a small jetty that is at Lamu. That one is a traditional for the fishing boats and for the passengers from Makowe or to any other part in Lamu, and also to Manda, where the airport is. So the economic activities in that place is not for international trade. It's only for the locals to ferry their cargoes, their foodstuff. But for the Lamu Port, we should be able to get bigger vessels coming from any direction from the world.
I think this, together with Shimoni Port and also development of Takaungu, these ones will really boost our economy, because we have hardly used our blue economy. It is not really developed. And so now people have the opportunity to have a place for landing their fish. We'll have opportunity of investing in bigger vessels, fishing vessels which will go out and bring the fish in. Then the port will have facilities for cooling, preserving, and also preparation of the fish for export. And as you know, our waters are quite rich in resources in terms of fishing, in terms of minerals, whatever, all these things. Now people will be able to, once you have the port is the backbone, you'll be able to exploit all these other facilities.
KPA builds its capacity ahead of demand. And we have got strategic thinkers in the organization who are able to forecast and see ahead and determine at what stage we must develop. We are now developing the second phase of the second container terminal, which you can witness behind here. Lamu Port is coming up. By the time we conclude the entire Port of Lamu of 31 berths, then you can see how well positioned that the Port of Mombasa will be and become a leader in the region. And by that, we'll be able to grow the economy of the region by facilitating trade in a manner that is going to not only enhance all the areas that are served by the Port of Mombasa, including the landlocked countries, but open up the northern corridor that serves also the south of Sudan and the south of Ethiopia, that will be connected and linked to the Port of Mombasa and the Port of Lamu. And by so doing, we'll have positioned not only our country, but we'll position our ports to serve the bigger international market and facilitate international trade.
Before the colonization, all what was coming to Kenya used to come loose and in palletized form, coming with small ships. But now with the volumes in terms of cargo, people resorted to containers. Conventional cargo mainly deals with things which you cannot keep in a container, like out-of-cage loads, heavy machinery, lorries. Also we have bulk cargo that you cannot keep them in containers, like Kilinga. Kilinga, we are talking about up to 45,000 metric tons, of which if you were to put into containers, you may require about more than 700 containers. So conventional cargo is the oldest in terms of business in this port. That is actually where we started from.
There's a lot of things which will be attracted because of the port. A lot of activities, even fishing will increase. There will be market because now we'll have more people here than ever before. So generally, those are the issues that, the benefits that will arise.
Richard Bay handles mainly minerals, quite a lot of minerals from the Southern African region, countries, and the draft of that port is almost the same one for Lamu. So in terms of even motor cars, which are coming to Kenya, we may end up discharging some motor cars in Lamu for transshipment, which means you discharge them at Lamu and then they wait for a smaller vessel to take them maybe to other destinations in the Southern African region.
This place actually is ideal also for cruise ship because of the islands we have and the heritage sites that we have here. And also even today you have seen the traditional whatever, the Maulid celebrations. So all these things now, if we have a port also working, it will enhance, and the capacity now also the airport I believe will also be upgraded. We'll also get a lot of training and skills which will be done in-house, and some will be done at Bandari College. Also, we expect the whole corridor to benefit because it will open up. So the number of trucks that will be leaving the port, moving along the corridor, will increase the trade and available opportunities on the way. Even if you look at when we started and now, there's already about 3-4 small townships which have developed because of the port presence here. And the port is also includes construction of roads which are ongoing, which will pass, I think, in the process today, you will see. Kenya Ports Authority is organized for training of youths from Lamu, generally on port-related skills, to do with the mooring of vessels, to do with the general port operations. And the first batch was actually trained earlier, about 600. And we are currently in the process of recruiting another 100 youth for the commissioning. We will also bring about 200 staff from Mombasa initially, while these other ones locally are getting some exposure and training. And eventually, when the port is fully operational, the port will be capable of employing directly 1,000 people and more than 1,000 people. Currently, even during construction, we have employed more than 1,500 on average.
Hii ilivyonisaidia, imenisaidia kwamba mimi maisha yangu huko ni magumu, wazazi wangu. Ndo nimekuja hapa, nimefurahi, nimepata hii kazi hapa. Na sasa hii sina taklifu yoyote ya.
Hii kazi imenisaidia pakubwa. Juu sasa vile unajua tulisoma, tukakaa na certificate nyumbani, hatujapata bado kazi. Sasa vile hii bandari ilitoa kazi, opportunities zimekuwa mingi. Tumekuja hapa tukaajiriwa, tumesaidia familia, wazazi. Juu hata kuna watu wengine pia wako nyuma wanasoma, sasa tunasaidia.
Kwa majina yangu naitwa Davis Bosi. Natoka Taita Taveta County. Nilikuja Lamu as a safety officer. Na kazi hii tumeanza kama miaka 3 imepita hivi. Na tulianza kama wanafunzi sehemu zile za Mombasa, tukakuja huku tumeajiriwa kazi, na wenyeji huku wametukubalia kama sisi watu kutoka kaunti mbali kujumuika na wao na kujenga bandari ya Lamu.
Kwa majina yangu naitwa Janet Wanjiru. Nilisikia kuna kazi ya bandari hapa Lamu from 2015. Ndio hapo nikachukua jukumu ya kuja kuuliza kazi hapa, kama kazi kidogo yenye naweza pewa. Nilipofika hapa ndio wakanichukua, hakukuwa na msichana mwingine, mimi ndio nilikuwa kwanza hapa, ndio wakanichukua kazi ya mjengo. Nikaendelea kazi ya mjengo for 2 years. Nilipomaliza miaka 2 ndipo wakanipromote, wakanipeleka storekeeping. Na nashukuru sana juu ya hii kazi venye wamekuja hapa, imetufaidi sana. Kama ni kwa ulezi, tumeweza kulea familia vizuri, tumeweza kuendeleza kinyumbani maisha. Hatukuwa tumefika hapa, lakini mahali tumefikia sasa hii tunashukuru.
This project has helped me gain experience first, then on financial matters, because now most of the people don't employ fresh graduates, but now this company considers us the fresh graduates. Now we can help our families. Actually, this place has helped so many people, because now every day you learn new techniques from these people. Every day you have to learn a new thing. So I think many people have gained something.
There can never be any blue economy without the Port of Mombasa as the basic infrastructure, that will support the economy, what we call the blue economy. The blue economy is not about just logistics and the supply chain management. The blue economy is also empowering the economies of those people who live within the water mass areas, like the fishing business, the dive business. All these are economic activities that will help empower and help build the economy of this country. Right now, the Port of Lamu, the Port of Mombasa are strategically located in such a manner that they can now help as an infrastructure, create the backbone for which all the economic activities, not only the industrial parks, not only the industry parks, not only the free and special economic zones that is going to mushroom out of this infrastructure, but it also move all the cargo to the inland waterways were already, with the same gusto that we are moving the Port of Lamu, we are now going to commission also the inland waterways and the Port of Kisumu. That will create what we call linkage in the blue economy. It's going to be a linkage from the Port of Mombasa to the Great Lakes that is served through the Port of Kisumu, and connectivity through to Bukoba, Mwanza, Musoma and Port Bell in Uganda, and then proceed to the Eastern DRC, Rwanda, Burundi. I'm telling you, the blue economy is going to be facilitated in such a manner that nobody has envisaged in the past, and that can only be facilitated by the current infrastructure that is being developed through KPA, by the government, and through the inland waterways.
There will be associated industry that will come up to support the port, which will employ quite a number of people, so we don't know the current estimates. But depending on the volumes that will be handled here, there will be employment opportunities. I believe it will surpass actually the available labor in Lamu. So we may need to import some labor from other counties in Kenya.
Mradi huu wa bandari ya Lamu umetusaidia pakubwa sana. Sisi kama vijana tulikuwa tuna nafasi za kazi, lakini tupata nafasi za kazi, na kama kijana kwa familia mimi nategemewa, imesaidia pakubwa sana kuelimisha wale ndugu zangu, pia kujikimu kwa kila kitu ambacho anafanya pale nyumbani. Huu mradi umesaidia pakubwa sana.
Amesaidia pakubwa sana rais wetu, tunampenda sana. Tumefurahia katika hii bandari, tumesaidika pakubwa, na hata zaidi ya hivyo tunatarajia tuajiriwe permanent hapa karibu.
Kwa rais wetu wa Kenya, ningependa kumpongeza kitu cha kwanza, kwa sababu kutenga mradi kama huu pale kama hapa kutainua mahali kama hapa, kutainuka kiuchumi, watu watapata ajira, hata vijana nao pia watakuwa na nafasi za kufanya kazi mahali kama hapa, na pia utainua sehemu ya Lamu bado itakuwa tainuka, itakuwa ni pahali ambapo kutakuwa hata watalii pia watakuwa kama kivutio cha watalii, watalii wataanza kuja mahali kama hapa. Tumeridhika na tunasema uhuru hoye, rais wetu hoye.
We are also to ensure that the County of Lamu will play host to the newest port on the East African coast, and that is the Lamu Port, which will begin its operations initially as a transshipment hub for global shipping lines. It will be supported by a special economic zone that is expected to attract investors from across the world to undertake various economic activities and create jobs for our people. I urge the residents of Lamu to embrace this investment and to take advantage of the many opportunities that it will bring in terms of wealth creation and prosperity.
Wamekuwa digital, barabara pia reli zimeimarishwa. Rais wetu mpendwa, tuna imani nawe. Umeme umesambazwa hata mashinani, na shule